Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Big Drip Mike, and man, it feels like it's been like, what, maybe a week since you see me in the setup? Let's talk about the nitty and gritty of this video that I really want to discuss, and that is talking about the second Mario film. Now, back on the 10th of March, aka Mario Day, which y'all know if every March 10th is Mario Day because the 10 is like March. Like if you take the CH and just keep the Mar, and then you have like the 10 represents the IO, so it's like Mario Day. Get it? Get it? Okay. Last Mario Day we had like a bunch of announcements. Like we had like a bunch of news drops. We had a teaser, a release date for Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake. We have another release date for the Luigi's Mansion 2, aka Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon remaster, HD remaster, and the biggest one that really got me excited is the update and confirmation of the next Mario film coming in 2026. Now, this, yeah, like I'm excited for Mario movie 2. I love, like, as y'all know, I loved the first Mario movie. When it first came out, I watched it first day in theaters. I loved every single second of it. I loved the world, like the fact that Illumination can emulate the world building from the movie. People were kind of iffy on Chris Pratt being the voice of Mario. Like I actually thought he did a phenomenal job as voicing Mario. And Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, all the cast, bringing these characters to life and bringing them on the screen. And I actually enjoyed the heck out of that movie. When I first heard about this last March, I was excited, and it was like, oh my god, Mario movie 2. Like I knew this was happening because of the post-credit scene with Yoshi, with like the Yoshi egg down in like the sewers and all that stuff, or the warp zone. That's what I want to discuss. Now, when Shigeru Miyamoto was announcing this next movie, he quoted something. He said something during that presentation that really inspired me making this video. And he said, and I quote, "This next film, they're thinking about broadening Mario's world further." Now, broadening Mario's world further could be like a lot of things. Could mean a lot of things. Either they mean like broadening his world further, like in terms of like new environments, new areas. Which brings me to this first topic. This is basically my wish list for the next Mario film. It's more like a wish list / prediction, but mostly of a wish list of what I want to see in the next Mario film. The first thing that I want in the next Mario film is, like bettering the story, like bettering the plot. I felt like, I liked the first film story. Like I felt like it was, it was a bit fast paced, like I, previously stated in my review. I felt like it was fast paced, but I really got that vibe because I kind of like fast paced movies anyway. They get straight to the point and don't really drag it out like so much. Like they told a story, they knew what the story was. They wanted to explain the origin of like Mario, Luigi, how the characters meet up and all that stuff. It was more like a fish out of water type of story for Mario, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my friend Miguel Must Nerd. He predicted that the next Mario movie may take story points or plot points from Super Mario Sunshine, meaning they may introduce Bowser Jr. Now, that's basically what I want to see in the next Mario film in terms of story. I want them to introduce Bowser Jr. Maybe throw in the Koopalings into the mix. Or if not, save it for the third film. Well, I feel like I want them to either because y'all think that y'all gonna think that this is kind of like a delusional wish list, what I'm about to say. But I want the story to have like a mix between Sunshine and Galaxy. Because the Luma Lee, right? The Luma Lee. We don't really know for sure how the Luma Lee even got captured by Bowser. Like, we all know that the Lumas and the Luma Lees are Rosalina's star children. I felt like they wanted to throw in a Mario Galaxy reference, it's like, oh, that star from Mario Galaxy? And it felt like a cool little Easter egg, you know, because I was like, oh, it's the Luma Lee. But I felt like they didn't really explain how the Luma Lee came to be, because for one, where did he come from? How did he get captured by Bowser? And, you know, what is he doing on Earth, necessarily? And why is he not in space? And why is he so morbid? Like, oh my god, man, that Luma Lee is so dark. That Luma Lee is so dark. And another question is, are all the Luma Lees like that, or all the Lumas are just morbid, dark, or are they just regular, or it's just that Luma Lee in general? But that's what I really want them to expand upon in like the next Mario film. I want them like explain like the Lumas and the Luma Lee lore and all that stuff, because I felt like it wasn't really explained throughout the first film, but because obviously it was the first film, they didn't really want to go into more of the Mario Galaxy stuff. But now in the second film, you can have like the first act be like take some aspects from Sunshine, and then have like the final act where they like go to space or something like that, and then they meet up with other Lumas and Luma Lees and stuff like that. You know, it's kind of delusional. It's kind of like a delusional like take, but I feel like they can make it work somehow. I mean, hell, if they could figure out how to incorporate elements from Super Mario 64, Yoshi's Island, Mario Odyssey, all into the first Mario film. Like take some like bits and pieces from like the classics and like the 3D games and put it together in one movie, then I have no doubt in my mind that they can't like take some aspects from like both Galaxy and Sunshine and incorporate it into like one big movie. I feel like they can make it work in some way, shape, or form. Which brings me to the next thing. Introducing more characters. Now, I know if they're gonna do taking like the plot of story from Sunshine, I want them to introduce Bowser Jr. I feel like Bowser Jr. would play a very important role in the second Mario film. Obviously, he's the son of Bowser, and Bowser's character portrayed in the first film was kind of lonely. Didn't really have anybody besides his army, obviously, but in reality, he was lonely. Bringing his son into the mix would kind of cure that loneliness. Maybe he may be the main villain in the Mario movie too. Maybe he may be the Bowser of the second film. So that could be a cool concept. And I know I said it before, but it could be a cool addition to add the Koopalings into the mix. Obviously, I really don't want them to add the Koopalings to the mix, but it would be cool if they did. You know what I'm saying? But just flesh out all like Bowser Jr., you know, all the Koopalings, you know, flesh them out as characters. And also, I want them to kind of introduce Princess Daisy. Like, we seen like throughout the first film as they going through all the different worlds and stuff like that, we seen like the sand area in Super Mario Odyssey. Like, they could potentially write that may be Princess Daisy's kingdom. You know, because Princess Daisy is the princess of Sarasaland or Sasaraland, or however you pronounce it. It's actually a desert land, you know, beyond the Mushroom Kingdom. That could be a way to write Princess Daisy into the mix of the story. And also, obviously, Yoshi is going to be in the second film too because of the Yoshi egg in the post-credit scene. Like, obviously he's going to be in the movie. And I know this is a big one, but I would love to see Wario and Waluigi in the second film, because they're obviously the alternate or evil counterparts of Mario and Luigi. And it would be nice to see them, you know, interact with each other. Here's how I would, you know, introduce Wario and Waluigi. So, Spike from the first Mario film, or like Spike from the Mario games in general. He, like, narrative-wise, he was Mario and Luigi's ex-boss in like Wrecking Crew before they went on to become plumbers and starting their own business. But now that, you know, Spike doesn't have, you know, Mario and Luigi anymore, they could hire two new guys in order to be part of the Wrecking Crew, entering Wario and Waluigi, the alternate versions of Mario and Luigi. And then they could find their way into like the Warp Zone and then travel their way into the Mushroom Kingdom, and then like have them being like the main antagonist, like being the antagonist to like Mario and Luigi throughout the movie. And it would be, bro, that would be kind of dope if Wario and Waluigi somehow make it into the second film. But again, this is my wish list. I know it's probably not going to happen, but if it does happen, that will really, really make me hype for this movie. Like, oh my god, I can see it now. I could really see it now happening for real. They could also add more new power-ups for the new film. Like the first film obviously had the classic power-ups like the mushroom, fire flower, star, Tanuki suit, and they even incorporated some 3D world elements like the cat bill, and they were, you know, in the mini mushroom. Oh, and also the ice flower too. There's some power-ups that I would personally want in the next Mario film. Bring back the cape flower. Like, I know they made like a slight reference in the Mario movie in the first film with like Mario and Luigi doing like the commercial, and they have like the yellow capes and everything. I know they kind of made that reference there, but I would like to see the cape flower return for real. Like Mario having the cape and actually flying in the air, doing the Super Mario World glide. That would be so dope. And also, since it's kind of taking inspiration from Sunshine, maybe a flood reference, maybe a flood reference could go in there as well. Or maybe have like the propeller mushroom for like New Super Mario Bros. Wii into the mix. Recently with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, you can have like some power-ups from there. You can have like the elephant power-up, the bubble power-up, the drill power-up, and all that. You know, you can incorporate some of that into the mix as well. Like I said, if the first Mario film can have that mix between like the classic power-ups and some of like the recent power-ups, they can do the same thing with the second film as well. Now here's the second part of my wish list that I really want to discuss. When Miyamoto said about this second film broadening Mario's world further, like, does that specifically mean, are we getting a sequel, like a new, like a Super Mario Bros. Movie 2, or are we getting like another film based around the Mario universe? Meaning, you know, spin-off movies. Meaning, what about the other characters like Luigi, Donkey Kong, Toad, Peach? You know, the main characters, the supporting cast that was in the first Mario movie. I would love to have a Luigi's Mansion solo movie, because as we've seen like in the concept art of the first Mario movie, we've seen like the scene where Luigi is targeted by like the dry bones and going to like this abandoned castle, right? That was meant to be a reference to Luigi's Mansion, where he was going to, because obviously that's the mansion from the first game, and you see like all the boos and stuff like that, and Luigi being scared and all that. Like, obviously that's the first mansion. I mean, you can't miss that. Which makes me wonder, they could do a Luigi's Mansion solo movie based off that concept art alone, or maybe a Donkey Kong Country movie, you know, or maybe a Captain Toad movie, you know, with like the, you know, or like Toad from like the first movie, like make him like have like a little arc or a story arc of him like becoming the Captain Toad that we all know and love from the games. Or if you really want to go that deep, make like a prequel movie, aka Yoshi's Island. Now, the Yoshi's Island is basically as like the prequel to Super Mario World, which is in reality is basically the prequel to like the Mario Bros. Story, like as their lives as they were babies, you know, them meeting up with the Yoshis, going on like the adventures with the Yoshis. Basically, throughout like part of their childhood was with the Yoshis. And that could make a really great concept, since we did see Yoshi's Island in the first Mario film. Obviously, Mario probably won't even remember Yoshi's Island, or well, it probably wasn't even thought about during that time period, because, you know, as they were going through all the lands and stuff like that, like we seen like a field of Yoshis as Mario was eating like one of the apples from, you know, the island. So that could make a really great concept, or like a prequel movie, if they really want to expand or broaden the world of Mario further to add more lore that we already know of the Mario universe. I would love to see a Yoshi's Island movie as well. But anyway, that's basically my wish list for the next Mario movie. What do you guys think? Do you think that the next Mario movie will be a traditional sequel, or any of the spin-off movies that I, you know, previously stated? And also, what do you want to see in the next Mario film? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, because, you know, I love to hear them. And if y'all new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on any new future content like this. If you're also new to the channel, don't forget to share out this channel to anyone you know. But with all that being said, have a good day, have a good night, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace!